Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Chuz Reviews. Finally, I'm back with another video, another game review. I kind of took like a week or a week and a half break off of the internet, off of YouTube. So I'm sorry if I've missed your content. I'm sorry if you've missed my content. I'll try to get back on that. Wish me luck. Trying to get more consistent back on it again. But today, I've been playing a lot of games recently and watching some movies, but mainly playing games. And today, and recently, I've been playing Ghost Recon Breakpoint, a game that got tons of hate when it came out. Uh, for microtransactions, having time savers, um, which is basically artificial, the game prolonging itself and then throwing things at you where you could spend money to progress faster. There's also bugs, and there was all these, and like, I don't know, all this shit. But basically, I'm here to give you an updated version or review of the game or what I thought of the game. I bought it for like $15 on sale really recently on PlayStation 4. I would say $15 if you're interested in it is not a terrible price. I mean, that's pretty cheap, especially a game that has added a lot of content to it. Even though a lot of it is kind of it's not behind a pay or it's behind the season pass, So, but there is still good a bit of content here. I at least 20 to 30 hours into the game. In my co-op experience, I 1 trillion% recommend the game as a co-op experience because it is pretty fucking average and kind of boring. But doing it with a friend, kind of role playing these tactical shooters is what the game is all about. Because that's what this game is. It's a third person looter shooter. It's basically the Division, but an open world. It's got the Tom Clancy title, so you got some realism there, and you got a realism mode. But I didn't play that mode. I just played the game in its normal mode. For the realism mode, I'm glad it's there. That's what a lot of people do like about Tom Clancy games. Very realistic feeling shit. But overall, I just played on the normal mode, which is like body shots to people were like they were like bullet sponges, but headshots were basically one shot. So it did make things kind of simple. The game's difficulty overall is, I don't know, it's not the worst thing ever. The AI is not the smartest, but it's not as dumb as it was when it was launched. I've watched videos of reviews when the game first came out. They definitely tweaked and improved some things. When enemies die next to each other, it definitely does take them way longer than it should to react. But when enemies finally do react and notice you, it is a challenge to get out of the heavy gun situations, at least more than you would think. Um, I do like you can also do co-op with your friends at any like gear level. The game is basically judging you on gear level, um, which is like the score of your gear. And basically, me and my friend that I play with, Cameron, shout out to Cameron, one of the crew members. He was way higher gear level than me. He's already played through the game. He played through it again with me, and the game balanced it out to where we both had different level enemies, and it seemed to work out pretty cool. Which a lot of games don't do that or don't know how to do that right, and I thought it was actually done pretty all right. Overall, though, the game itself, the gameplay loop is very repetitive, somewhat boring, but like I said, the co-op aspect makes everything fun. Basically, go get a mission, go talk to some people at an area. They tell you to go like really far away, gather some intel, go to another place, gather some more intel, and then finally you find whoever the fuck you're looking for. And you either capture them, rescue them, or kill them. And this map is probably the biggest map besides in Assassin's Creed. Ubisoft does this overly large maps with just nothing in them for pretty much no reason other than fucking time. I don't know. There's tons of vehicles in the game, but you will only ever really use a helicopter to get from point to point. There's different kinds of helicopters, but you really won't use them for too much. There's really no cool action set pieces in the game. It's very much just go to an area and kind of sandbox it. I do like the sandbox feel to it. We'll go to this like really cool looking futuristic like circle area with all these little houses, and you can kind of choose how you want to get in there, and until you get caught, and then it's like, oh shit, security's online. But you can really clear out a place without getting caught, especially with teammates, and just kind of taking out people simultaneously with silencers. That's really where the fun comes in. And there's a lot of different locations that look cool. There's a lot of locations underground that are annoying as shit and was not fun. One thing about Ghost Recon though, it is a very casual game. I don't love casual games, but these are okay casual experiences. Multiplayer games are very casual experiences. I think this game comes off as extremely casual. You were just playing with your friend, going to an area, looting, taking stuff out, doing the mission, going back. It has such a generic roll your eyes story. It's just John Berthel's in this, the guy who plays Punisher from Marvel's Punisher, or he was Shane from I think from the first season of Walking Dead. I think that's what it was. Yeah, and yeah. So he's in this, but he does not really carry the game very well. It's just that he's just thrown into like these flashback scenes, and he's like the villain, but he's all right. I mean, he is the best thing about the story, but it's whatever. And a lot of loading screens, a lot of cut to black. You know, you'll go up, walk to talk to a person, it'll fade to black to talk to them, it'll fade to black to not talk to them, it'll fade to black to go to a flashback, and then fade to black to come back to it, and then you're loading a lot. Load times are not pleasant. I wish I was more. I really wanted to give this game a better rating because I kind of did enjoy my time on it. Surprisingly, I think it's because I had such a low expectation for it. But I didn't want to give anyone a false impression that this game is kind of a. It's not really an above average game. It's the most average you can get. The story's kind of bare bones. The looting is kind of fun, but all the guns after a while sound the same, and eventually kind of even are the same. There's like 10, 20 total guns. There's a gunsmith kind of thing in the game that I thought was going to be really cool and wide open at first, but then it was pretty bare bones basic, and I never actually really got that deep into it. I think it's because I don't know, it just wasn't as cool as I thought it was going to be. Nothing like Call of Duty's even gunsmith. Um, and then like you choose out of like 4 or 5 classes in the beginning of the game, and you can there's a skill tree that is kind of okay. The skill tree is, I mean, even the skill tree is pretty average. I couldn't remember that many skills. A lot of your skill trees and your skills are perks. You can unlock a perk, and you can only equip 3 perks, but there's like 20 perks in your skill tree, so like it's kind of just a waste there. There's no real like damage buffs or anything like that. I mean, I guess there's a few when it comes to your skill tree, but it's mainly like technique cooldown and stuff like that, and your special or whatever cooldown. Uh, the special is kind of pointless and all that. I don't know. A lot of like bare bones systems are in this game. Just very average, bare bones, even below average at some points. But at the same time, my feeling of playing this game was kind of above average feeling, like a 6 out of 10. Like personally, I probably had a 6 out of 10 experience. But the game itself today, unless you're really into it, if you've already like are into the Tom Clancy stuff and the realism mode and the online PvP, because this PvP I just didn't get into, or if you just want to mindlessly kind of loot in a stealthy kind of realistic feel, you know, fucking take your helicopter 20,000 kilometers point A to point B. I mean, it's a realistic feel, and I would just get a buddy to go through it with you 100%. But like I said, if you're into stuff like this, you're probably already bought it. If you're on the edge of it, I would pick it up for like $15. I mean, you're not gonna miss out on much. You're gonna play a few missions, and if you don't like the first few missions, you're gonna hate the whole game because it's pretty much repetitive, with different and unique locations that I do kind of like. And there are some unique weapons and guns out there. I do like the way the weapons feel, and the way you can do prone camo, and and the way you move around. I don't think the movement is clunky. I don't think gunplay is clunky at all. I think it actually feels really good and smooth at this point. Um, it's really fun to shoot people in the head with snipers that are silenced from really far away. So it does give you that feeling. My final verdict, like honestly, objectively, a final verdict would be a 5 out of 10. It's just an average game. I understand if you like it more than an average game. I kind of enjoyed myself more than an average experience. But it's very bare bones in a lot of aspects. It could be way better. We should expect better, and that's just how it goes. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this review. Let me know what you guys think of Ghost Recon Breakpoint, especially in today in 2021. Let me know down below. Like, comment, subscribe. Peace out.